Andrew McGahan for SevereMMA here at the 3 Arena at BAMMA 26, standing alongside a victorious Joe McColgan, who scored an impressive decision victory over Peter Queally tonight. Joe, the story going into this fight was Peter had absolutely everything to lose. He was signed by the UFC, maybe he shouldn't have taken it, but it had a deeper meaning to that. You were both meant to fight before. Is this validation 3 years in the making for Joe McColgan?
Not even. Like I knew I could beat him 3 years ago. I knew I can beat him tonight, and I went out and I proved everyone else that I can beat him. There's no 3 years ago actually he did say that there was a lot of talk over Facebook about how I was afraid to fight him. I graduated from uni. I needed to get a career going, and I think I made the right decision. But in my head I knew I could beat him, and the minute he messaged me on Twitter, I accepted straight away, because I say to the boys all the time, I can beat this guy. So the minute it was offered to me, of course I was going to take it, and obviously you see what happened. You see the difference in skill there.
We've had this discussion before. Any more steps and you're going to be out that window, so if you don't mind bringing it a little bit closer here towards me, thank you very much. If we're looking at the fight in itself though, you hurt him in the first round with body shots, and you said that your boxing, in particular your work with Donald McNally, was going to be the keys to you winning this fight.
Yeah, like I told everyone, I was telling the promoter, I was like, give me 3 clean body shots and he'll go down, and if he doesn't go down, I'll kill his gas tank and I'll kill his heart. And you seen him, he near went down in that first round. But he stayed in it. But from that, he wasn't the same fighter.
From that, his durability though, he was able to win a lot of the grappling exchanges up against the cage.
I let him win. I literally let him win. Ask Pat. If anyone gets me against the cage, I know they're not getting me down. The commentators were saying, "Oh, you can switch to a single leg," and I was saying, "No, he can't." I was talking to the commentators, and I was talking to Peter throughout it. I was like, "You're not getting me down." Against the cage, I'm just using that as a time to get my rest back. I knew I'd boxed the ears off him out in the feet, so. I knew I was winning the round, so what was the point in me trying to get out and give up a position? Just let me rest and get my breath back, and the ref will split us up, and that's what happened. But he did get me down to third, fair play to him, but nothing to do about that.
Some of the it seemed like the ref would break it up for inactivity and then leave it go maybe twice as long for other periods. Were you frustrated that when it went to the decision, were you thinking, maybe I could lose this here?
No, not at all. I was getting annoyed at the referee. He said, "Peter, you have to do something." So we stood on my foot a couple of times. That's not doing something. You got to try and be active, switch for the double, switch for the single. You got to start a scramble, but there was no activity, and I think the ref should have broke it up a lot earlier. But again, I was using it to get my breath back, and I knew as soon as we split up, I was going to go back to boxing the ears off him.
Excellent. Just a couple of quick things. You're talking about UFC Belfast, but you're 2-0, so we'll look maybe towards what's coming next. Do you feel?
A second, why would we look past? Why would we look past that? I said to everyone, a record proves that you can fight at a certain level. Okay. Peter was signed to the UFC. He wasn't able to get it. He wasn't able to fight on that McGregor card because he had issues with the visa. So the UFC think he is UFC worthy, or he's at that UFC level. I just beat him. So that proves that I can fight at that level. So why shouldn't they sign me? I'm on Sheerdog, I'm a 3-0, so I don't see why. Like, let's set the precedence here. For a guy, you've said it before, Andrew, when these cards come over to Belfast, why not get guys on a single contract? You don't have to keep them on for 4 fights. Put me on as the first fight of the night, and I will make it the fight of the night.
You're after even giving them an opponent in the cage. You call that Artem Lobov.
Literally, I walk out that door, Artem will want to fight me.
I think the issue would be Joe McColgan is never making 66 in his life again.
But he will fight 70. Do you know what I mean? He would probably love to fight on the card and fucking fight me as well. So, and as I said before, no disrespect in that quality at all. That's just me looking for an opportunity. Artem's a really nice guy, and I said in the last interview there that he gave me a lot of inspiration before telling me about he was able to work full time and train full time as a pro, and I took a lot from that there, and I think that I've carried that with me, and that's why I still have a job. I do the pro training as well, because in the back of my mind, other pros can do it, other guys in the UFC can do it, so why can't I? So
exactly. And then finally, do you think that there are actually domestic matchups outside of Lobov or outside of the UFC that would even excite you? Because 2 really tough welterweight wins for you already in your career.
Yeah.
Would you be looking European, UK sort of based fighters, or do you think with this win you've established yourself as the number 1 welterweight in the country?
Yeah, and I'm not even a welterweight, I'm a lightweight. That's the thing. I'm walking about here at about 78 kilo. I'm a lightweight. That's it. So I'll fight welterweight. I'll fight lightweight. I'm not fighting featherweight, obviously. But I don't really know any names. I suppose I'll fight anyone really. If it's the right fight, I'll take it.
Excellent, Joe. Thank you very much.
Thanks, Andrew.
Congratulations.
Thank you.